Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. Iqbal Day is being observed with national fervour today to mark the birthday of the national poet Allama Muhammad Iqbal. The acting president and the Prime Minister have reiterated the commitment to take all possible measures to complete eradication of terrorism. At the United Nations, Pakistan has emphatically rejected India's claim declaring illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir its so-called integral part of India. 39 Palestinians were martyred across Gaza in the unabated Israeli airstrikes during the last 24 hours. And now the news in detail. Iqbal Day is being celebrated with national fervour today to mark the national poet Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal's birthday today. The philosopher-poet known as Poet of the East, Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal was born in Sialkot on November 9, 1877. He awakened the Muslims of the subcontinent through his universal poetry and political acumen by presenting the idea of the creation of Pakistan through his historic address at Allahabad in 1930. Radio Pakistan is presenting special programs in connection with the Iqbal Day to highlight the poetry and thoughts of Allama Muhammad Iqbal. It is a public holiday today. A simple but impressive change of guard ceremony was held at the Mazar Iqbal in Lahore this morning. During the ceremony, a smartly turned out contingent of the Pakistan Navy assumed the security charge of the Mazar from the Punjab Rangers for a day. The acting President Syed Yusuf Raza Gilani and the Prime Minister Muhammad Shahbaz Sharif paid heartfelt tribute to the national poet Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal on his 147th birthday today. In his message, the acting President Syed Yusuf Raza Gilani said Allama Iqbal's work united the Muslims of the subcontinent and his thoughts and speeches motivated them to wage a struggle to achieve a separate country for them. In his message, the Prime Minister Muhammad Shahbaz Sharif said Iqbal's philosophy ignited the dream of a separate homeland for the Muslims of the subcontinent, leading to the creation of Pakistan. The death toll in the Quetta railway station blast has soared to 21, whereas more than 50 others have been injured. The injured were shifted to the civil hospital Quetta for treatment. According to the spokesman of the government of Balochistan, Shahid Rind, the police and emergency teams have arrived at the spot and the area has been cordoned off. He said the nature of the blast is not clear. He said the emergency has been declared in civil hospital. In a statement, the Chief Executive Officer, Pakistan Railways, Amir Ali Baloch, said information can be obtained from information desk number 081 920 1214. He said information can also be obtained from the railway inquiry number 117. The acting President Syed Yusuf Raza Gilani and Prime Minister Muhammad Shahbaz Sharif have strongly condemned the explosion near Quetta railway station. In the separate statements, the acting President and the Prime Minister expressed grief and sorrow over the loss of precious lives in the incident. In his message, the acting president said terrorists are the enemies of humanity who target innocent people. The Prime Minister said in his statement that terrorists who harm the lives and property of innocent people will have to pay a heavy price. He reaffirmed the commitment to eradicate the menace of terrorism. The acting President Syed Yusuf Raza Gilani has approved the appointment of members to the Federal Service Tribunal on the advice of the Prime Minister. Pakistan has stated that the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir never was and never will be the so-called integral part of India. This was stated by the First Secretary Sarfaraz Gauhar during a debate on self-determination in the Third Committee of the United Nations General Assembly. Sarfaraz Gauhar emphasized that the unilateral declarations cannot change the historical, political and legal realities. He said India will fail in preventing the ultimate triumph of the Kashmiris' quest for freedom. The United Nations has expressed concern over the growing opium cultivation in Afghanistan. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime report, Afghanistan, under the control of the Taliban, has become a center for the supply of heroin, on a global scale. According to the United Nations office, people linked to the opium industry are also involved in arms, people, and drug trafficking. 39 more Palestinians were martyred across Gaza in the unabated Israeli airstrikes during the past 24 hours. The United Nations Human Rights Office said nearly 70% of the martyrs in the ongoing war on Gaza are women and children. Cricket. The third one-day international of the three-match series between Pakistan and Australia will be played at Perth tomorrow. The match will start at 8:30 a.m. The three-match series is levelled 1-1. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.